right, there's Gary. A little impromptu live stream today. Is the audio working better today? I had some really bad technical issues yesterday. Do we have good audio today? Cool. Yeah, had some workarounds yesterday, and there was a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. One is the upcoming clinics in April, which is now this month. I can't even believe that we're there. We've got some clinics in the Florida area, and it's going to be a good time. Those are up on the website now. That's going to be down in Tampa and in Miami. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the, Chuck might have to correct me here, but I believe it is. I'm checking my phone now to see. I think it's the 30th. I think we got the 30th in Tampa and the 2nd in Miami. Those are Sir dealers, and we're going to be having a big time down there. We've had a good time out here on the road doing some of these clinics. It's been really fun to get to hang out with you guys in person and outside of a touring kind of thing. You know, when you tour, you're at the mercy of like coming in and sound check, playing the show, blah, blah, blah. Clinics are a lot more relaxed, and there's a lot more like fellowship and hang, which I really like. The title of this and live stream, and the reason we're kind of hanging out, is a very special announcement regarding, dates are correct, regarding Woodshed 2025. That's going to take place September 11th through 14th. Now, we've got Dan Huff already coming. Mark Lettieri's coming. Trey Hensley's coming. I'll obviously be there hosting, but let me just drop this one on you. Paul Gilbert is going to be joining us in September at Woodshed 2025. The mighty Pablo, picker extraordinaire, technical difficulties, scarified, get out of my yard, drill, fringe. I don't know if he wears the fringe anymore, but man, it's going to be great to have Pablo in the house, man. You know, I think as many people did the first time you see him play, and it's like, I'll have it burned in my mind forever, like the purple, like faded lilac looking guitar with the mini humbucker just ripping, or maybe better yet, the white one with the F holes. Dude, in the space suits with Marco Miniman, like that was sick. So it's going to be awesome having Paul Gilbert at Woodshed, which is kind of, you know, outside of trying to make up for having technical difficulties myself yesterday with the stream. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Location is about an hour outside of Nashville. It's right in between Nashville and Knoxville. We own a lakefront property that we do it at, and it's going to be awesome. And not only that, hey, I feel like ShamWow today. I feel like the ShamWow guy. But wait, there's more. I'm going to give everybody who's watching this stream right now $200 off. That's A Wood. Is it A Wood or AW? I got to look at this too. I got to verify things before I say them. Yeah, A Wood 200. I was allowed to say that for this live stream. Right now, A Wood 200. You can get $200 off. We're already over halfway sold out, and that's before what I just said with Paul Gilbert. So if you want to come, like it's been in the previous years, go ahead and get signed up as soon as possible. And it's going to be amazing, dude. It made me so happy to get Paul lined up. Paul and I did a show at NAMM together right before COVID happened. And it was Paul and Andy Timmons and Mark and myself. It was called The Elements of Sound. And it was incredible. We had a great time. So I'm excited to reunite with Paul and obviously with Mark and the boys as well. It's going to be really, really amazing. But yeah, that's my big announcement. and kind of super stoked about it. So making up for yesterday's technical difficulties and some things that I wanted to get into yesterday. Let me make sure to get tuned out here. Cool, that's better. We were talking about yesterday with stage fright and red light syndromes and things like that. Something related today I wanted to talk about, which is playing in the not. Oh yeah, which is playing in the in an environment that's not your tone. I'm bringing this up because a video just came out from Sweetwater we shot up there, and I remember walking in the room and it was during their Guitar Fest thing, and it was just like a practice amp or whatever. And it's like, I don't know which practice amp it was. It didn't sound great. But we shot the video, me and Don were playing through them and they were fine. It was, I don't know, some kind of practice deal. It wasn't like my rigs, like the shoot the sun down stuff. It's like like when you play on your tone, you're like, yeah, that's the sound that works. And when you play on those practice amps, it's just like, ugh, it's never fun. It does one of two things. It's all that top end that's kind of ratty and not cool, but also it's not very inspiring to play with like a tone that's not pleasing, like just when you hit the strings, it's like right now, like just playing on this tone feels nice. Like it's inspiring and it makes me want to play guitar. So it's like, what do you do when you have those environments and you can't bring in your freaking, like my rig is crazy expensive with the Sur SL68 and a bunch of pedals and everything. And then you have to shrink down and play these kind of ratty practice amps at times. But you know what? You just go with it and you let it be what it's going to be. And it makes you value, when you have the good tone, how inspiring good gear is. And I think that's what it is that we all strive when we're out there searching for that next dopamine punch, going to Guitar Sanctuary and shopping, or going on Sweetwater and you're shopping for a big, nice amp. It's like that dopamine punch comes from like the lushness of a great tone. Like my tone is usually really dark and like thick vocal kind of tone that I like. And then, there's usually a lot of like air around it. Like it's obviously something that I love from guys like Lukather or 90s Van Halen or Andy Timmons. It's like guys that have creative ways to make it feel like there's like something on the note, and the guitar is like in a room somewhere, in a place. Like that feels like it's somewhere. It's not just nowhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that. There's just something there. So, here's another great example. Like, you ever go to a jam or something and you just got to play with whatever piece of gear that the guy is playing, and you're just like, you don't feel like you can play as good. It's a lot of that is tied to that red light syndrome, stage fright thing, where it's like mind over matter. And you just go, look, it's going to be what it is. And remembering that like your entire existence isn't defined by that night or that moment, right? And it's not that you're phoning it in, because I don't believe that. I believe it's quite the opposite. It's that you're making do with what's available to you at the time, right? And especially in an environment like that, Sweetwater video during Gear Fest is like, you know, a lot of the stuff was being done with little practice amps in the rooms or like little modelers, you know, not like big fractal units with like the presets that I've spent countless days tweaking, you know. It's like you go in and you plug in, you're like, it just is what it is, you know. And it's like you make the best with what that moment can be. And I think that's where, if you're not hindered, crippled by it to where you just can't do your thing, it's plenty. Yeah, Fish is nailing it. It's like it's making the best with the cards you're dealt, right? Yeah. Pass the gear, even the room can F it. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's whatever room you're listening to this live stream in is going to sound different than the room that I'm in when I'm creating it, right? I think that was really great playing at Guitar Sanctuary that night. We had a really good mix, and it was so good that even some of the stuff I was sharing on Facebook and Instagram that was like the solo from Shoot the Sun Down, I was like, God, this mix just sound great on a cell phone, you know? You're like, yeah, now we're freaking doing it, you know? It's like really making it happen. So I've been using this term. I've got a joke. They all can't be California girls, right? And the joke is every gig can't be the perfect gig, and every moment can't be the perfect moment. And being able to navigate those imperfections, with grace is really important, right? And keeping the focus on what may be. So like that Sweetwater video, I didn't have a lot of stock in the tone because it was just a lesson video, just kind of like navigational stuff, just real low key hang with me and Dawn. And then versus like a video like where we did Shoot the Sun Down in the studio and it was just like a live one take. That's where it was like freaking Sir half stack with all the stuff and like everything's dialed in and, you know, go reference and then go back and play and then reference, you know, dial. Like that's a different kind of statement, right? And knowing what those, when it's time to be that guy is another kind of thing. And all of that kind of dials into just like your confidence in the moment and what are you there to do in the moment, right? Let's hit some question and answer today because I didn't really get a chance to yesterday. Maybe we could even, do we play a tune? Like we could play a tune, I think. I don't know which one to play. Are there any requests? Storms and Sparrows? Yeah, that could be cool. We could do that one. What's there? I have to remember the solo. It's interesting with the new record, I composed a lot more of the solos. And there's moments of improvisation, but they're not fully improvised like the solos in like Reach, for example. Like at the outro of Reach, that's just like a inspiration kind of thing, right? Believe, okay, maybe we could do that one. Yeah, we'll do Storms and Sparrows first. Yeah. Hey, Braxel, that Mozart thing, I'll put that on my Patreon. Let's get Storms and Sparrows, and I need to do an audio check because we were having so many issues with audio yesterday. So let me just check some levels here and see where we're at. Let me turn that track down a little bit. I think about there sounds pretty good. Are we having any audio issues with that? I think that's okay. The guitar is too quiet still. Even still. It looks like it's metering really hot right now. Guitar is fine. I'm trying not to get any clipping. I think we're okay. Let's just try it and see what we got. So Yeah. Cool. So did we get bad audio? No, the audio's still okay, right? Nothing messed up, right? Yeah, okay. Let's try that Believe. I haven't played these since I've been on tour, right? It's funny that people are saying I'm playing like Mateus Asado, Mateus Donato, because it's like all these songs are on my record. I think any kind of this stuff, I think of like more like gospel players. Like even when I hear like Mateus do it, it feels like gospel stuff. Those kind of things, right? You know. Like those kind of things. Or like a little Andy Timmonsy, right? Those kind of things. But I mean, it's okay. It's like, I would be lying if I was saying that he wasn't a huge influence on me. You know, I've known Andy for almost 14 years now. And he's been very much a mentor to me and very much like an Obi-Wan Kenobi and helped me. Obviously, I've stolen plenty of licks from him, but he helped me find what my statement is. I think that's the thing about mentors that's so valuable is they don't teach you how to do what they do. They teach you how to do what you do better. And that's what he's been to me, along with a couple other guys, you know, guys like Steve Morse and Petrucci and EJ and Bonamassa and all these kind of players that I've looked up to. And, you know, over the past 5 years or so, becoming friends with these guys, it's, you know, it's very introspective, even though you're around your favorite guys and you can ask them right there, how do you do that thing? It's more about like, that's how they found where they are. I need to find out what I am, you know? Here we go. Let's any open D is Andy Timmons. You know the one that I always think of with Andy Timmons is a minor 7 flat 5 chord. That to me is the Andy Timmons chord. Because of that thing. That's very much that thing. Let's try to do Believe. Yet again, I haven't played these things since I've been on tour, so I need to knock the dust off them anyways, right? Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's needless to say, I'm seeing some kind words about the tone. Needless to say, when you kind of in the environment that you build and you get to have your own toys, the tone is exceptional. And then other times you're at Sweetwater and you got to shoot a video with a practice amp or a modeler, and you're just like, hey, this is preset number 4 on a modeler, and I don't like it, but we're gonna get the job done anyways. But yeah, it's a nice, it's a good sound. And there's some questions that I get about the SL68 and how I run it. And I run it clean and loud. Like it's basically a 100-watt plexi. I run it clean and loud. Here's the clean tone of just the plexi. You know, most of the tones I get are from the guitar. So I want that, you know, country thing. It can kind of do it. And then just switching to the neck pickup is where I get a lot of those kind of subtones. Adding in a little push. And then some delay. You know, then we're kind of there, right? And then the next one is like a King of Tone. It's actually the Wampler version of the King of Tone, which is Pantheon. I use that for more fusion-y kind of stuff. It's got a tighter, nice, tight low end. I mean, I don't know, Crusher. You got to remember, you're hearing it from YouTube, and it's already been compressed from YouTube, so you're not hearing. You're hearing like live stream crushed audio. So I don't know. I disagree. I think it sounds good. And then with the gearbox. I mean, there's a reason we don't all like the same things. You know, it's like I like a more liquidy vocal kind of tone, and some guys don't like that. They want a lot of top end. So, you know, Crusher, if you like a lot of top end, then it's probably not the sound for you. You know, I like the fat round thing. Yeah, funny. John just says that. Yeah. It's funny, Crusher, because I've done that, and we did that in studios and sessions, and there's sessions that the aux sounded better than the 57s and on Neve preamps. It's like it just the nature of whatever you're going for in the mix is the dictator. It's not how you get there. It's the culmination of what the ingredients are and what the final outcome is. So if you have everything, you have access to everything, you know, hashtag blessed, I've got access to do things however I want. It's it's like if you want that super bright, crispy top end, then you want to get there a different way, right? That's not the kind of thing that I'm after. I'm after more of that round, silky kind of top end. Yeah, you know, it's like I don't like a lot of super top. I like the most top I use is probably here. Like a much brighter amp is that Diesel or the EVH. So when I'm going for more of that crispy thing, I even just start with a different thing. Yeah, Candyman says the lick at 330 seconds in Charisma is one of the sickest things I've ever heard. Trying to figure it out. I'll teach it to you. Yeah. Yeah, the skank tones are more these kind of things, the brighter kind of things. And I've got a wall of cabinets over here too. I mean, there's a million ways to skin the cat. Let me teach you that lick, because a lot of people have mentioned that. It's actually just a series of arpeggios that climb through either F or D minor. So I'm seeing a bunch of D minor 7 arpeggios. Don't be scared. It's not too bad. It's 1, 3, minor 3, 5, 7. Yeah, no worries. 1, minor 3, 5, 7, like that kind of thing. So that's the front of it. And the great way to look at this is like 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 1 note. So if you have 1 and minor 3, they're going to be on the same string. And then 5. And then you get flat 7, 1, minor 3. So 2 notes, 1, 2 notes, 1. Get all that under your fingers. And now you're just going to move that up and down the neck, right? So it goes. Slide up to a D minor 9 sound. Like that. Or yeah, actually, Tube Master, I actually have a Bogner Shiva. It's incredible. Definitely on the darker side, right? Delay is in the front. Yeah, I'm not using the amp dirty. The amp's clean. So there's the front half of the lick. D minor 7, then F major 7 or D minor 9, however you like it. Turn this camera a little bit. There you go. A little bit more. There you go. Now we're going to go up and do G minor 7. A minor 7. So let's take all that. D minor 7 up to D minor 9 kind of sound. G minor 7 up to A minor 7. D minor. D minor. And now we have an extended kind of fourths thing. Those kind of things, right? So let's do it. Let's do it. Here we go. One more time. It's really hard to do slow. It really is for me. Oh, one more time. I'm picking the one note by itself. So it's pick, hammer, middle, pick, hammer, middle, pick, hammer, slide, and then pull off. The pull offs you don't even need anything. Right? You don't even need anything to go down the set. Right? Oh. Crusher, yeah, if you want that kind of tone, man, it's like I set up the amp completely different. This amp can totally do those Van Halen 1 tones, but I wind the amp all the way up and use the bright switches and stuff to kick it into into Van Halen 1 territory. Right now I've got it set up very much like Eric Johnson uses his Marshalls, like Venus Isle and stuff like that, where it's really, really barely on. The EQs are just like the EQ knobs are all barely on, and the amp is really loud. So it gets that thing, right? It gets this, right? Those kind of sounds. Those kind of sounds, right? I love those, the EJ thing. Right. All different. And I'm using pedals, overdrive pedals. My favorite lead tones are like definitely in that kind of lane of the Steve Morses and the EJs and Dan Huff. It's like more about that thick thing. But even with the AT mod, it'll kind of get you. It's not too far away. It can get you there. It's a little dark for all that stuff, but again, I don't use this amp for that. I use these two amps for that thing. Like, these are the two. If you're trying to do that thing, I think the Van Halen head, the 5153, is the best bang for the buck on the market. You got $1,500 and you're going to buy an amp? Psh, right there it is. I mean, that's my opinion. That's just a ripper of an amp. My fingernails are super short. Like, I don't use my nails. I actually built up a little bit of a callus there. So my nails are really, really short. Yeah. Which tubes do you have in the EVH? I think they're JJs. I think they're JJs. It's whatever the Fender spec is, that they do. I don't do anything funky. That's bone stock. I turn it on and turn it up and let it rip. Can you show me the Storms and Sparrows intro real quick? Yeah, sure. No problem. And then we'll maybe bail out on this one. Again, guys that are just joining us, thanks for being here. We are doing Woodshed A Wood 200 to get you $200 off, and that's for this live stream only. To join myself, Paul Gilbert, Dan Huff, Mark Letary, Trey Hensley, and other special guests, tasty special guests coming in that'll be going to join us in Crossville in September for the Woodshed Guitar Experience. It's a delight. Here's that intro to Storms and Sparrows. We're going to turn the delay back. Not too far. I gotta have it. I love it. I love it so much. The Storms and Sparrows intro, the song is out of B major. So it's basically like 6-5-4, right? That's how you think of it. So I've got, it's like a 6. So it's it's that chord, but this. Right? So I've got G sharp, F sharp, and B flat, and then B. And then we go to F sharp with a B on top. And then we're going to do an E, sharp 11. So if you notice, this B flat to B is on every chord. let's put the real tone in there. That little flurry. There you go. Somebody's saying we got donkeys at Woodshed. Yeah, there's some livestock there. We need to make a Woodshed shirt with the donkey on it, and it just says nice ass. Like, we need to actually do that. So here, one more time. That's F, like A flat minor 9, and then F sharp sus 2 sus 4. Yeah, sus 4. E sharp 11. And then just kind of a little gospel-y lick. Yeah, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like getting to it with the pinky and then third finger. That lick is just pentatonic at the end. Yeah, man. So that's it. And thanks for hanging out with us today. Thanks for the good conversation and the good hang. We'll be back on. Now, all you Patreon members, remember we've got masterclass tonight. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, on my Patreon on andywoodmusic.com. Or sorry, no, what is it? Patreon.com/andywoodmusic. On that page, every Wednesday we do a live masterclass. So it's on Zoom, and it's cool that you can you can be a part of the conversation and have your guitar there in front of you. And it's a Zoom live masterclass that I host, and we do it through Patreon. Yeah, Chuck just put the link in there. So you Patreon members, I'll see you in a couple of hours. We're going to do that at 6 p.m. tonight from 6 to 8. And we will see you soon. Everyone be blessed. Have a great week.